Greetings and thank you so much for tuning in to the Barbara Dean Franklin Show. I am your host, Barbara Dean Franklin, and today I have the awesome pleasure of sitting with my friend, Marty Peoples. How are you today, Marty?
I'm fine. Thank you for asking.
Good. Marty is the founder of Warming Up Detroit.
Yes.
And Warming Up Detroit is now becoming a large,
it's becoming very large.
It's becoming a large thing where people are partnering with you to provide nourishments for the people that are homeless in the city of Detroit.
Yes.
So before I get into talking about Warming Up Detroit, I want to tell the people a little bit about you. You work for Providence Hospital.
Yes.
You're a mother of one.
Yes.
And your son is 18 years old, and I understand that he just graduated from school. So tell us a little bit about that.
Yes, my son, William, just graduated from Southfield Lathrop this past June, and I was more happy than any other kind of mother because my son had went through an illness for the last 7 years. So to get him to graduate, you know, it was an honor, it was a blessing.
Right, right. And I know William is probably happy that he has that part, you know, behind him with graduating from high school. Does he have plans to go to college?
He is in college now. He's starting off at OCC. He is going for the culinary arts program. He's already cooking. He sells his peach cobblers at my job and does other kind of personal chef cooking.
Wow, that is awesome. That is an awesome story. So, Marty, what I want to know is, where was Warming Up Detroit born in you? How did that come about? Talk a little bit.
Well, it came about when I was young myself. At the age of 8, I was homeless during the summer of 1981. We lived up under the Ambassador Bridge. It was a little park there. I don't know the name of the park anymore, but it was a park. We stayed there for the whole summer. So I myself, being somebody that has been homeless, know what they go through. I haven't been, it wasn't during the winter time, but homelessness, summer or winter, is never a good situation to be in.
Exactly. So if I can ask a little bit, because I always ask the question, you know, when there is a stigma placed on things, what does homelessness look like? You know, having a crack addiction, what does a crack addiction look like? You know, because you never know. You
never know, because actually during that summer that me and my brother and my mother, the three of us, we were homeless, we used to run into some of our friends from school, and they would say, well, hey, we all been down here quite a bit. Oh, we've been down here, you know, just spending the night camping out, going fishing. You know, so that was our story. My brother, who was my protector and my hero, really during that time, he, you know, used to get up and go into, there was a public restroom on a park, and he would go in there and scout it out to make sure nobody was in there, and then let me go in there, you know, to just clean myself up. And you know, like I said, if people looked at us, they probably wouldn't think, you know, we were homeless, but we actually were.
Wow. And so being in that situation, that's why you have a heart to do what it is that you're doing.
Yes, it's a passion, you know, to come from that. And I haven't, you know, most people say excel to heights, but to me, coming from that and to be where I'm at now in this place in my life, you know, you got to always give back. You always got to give back.
Right. And you have excelled to heights. You may not see it, you know, yourself, but you have definitely excelled to heights. I applaud you for doing what you do. A lot of times we forget where we come from, and all we are consumed about is that me mentality. You know, what can I do for myself? How can I get better? How can I help? Now, you told me something earlier that your son, and you said you took some kids and you slept. Talk about that.
At my church, Bethany Pembroke Chapel in Detroit, some of the kids there, I had asked them if they would like to spend the night out with me in the cold just to see what it was like to be homeless. So this was in December 2012, and it was 7 of us out there, and we stayed out all night. And the members of our church, I asked them to donate at least $5 to each child for each hour that they stayed out there. We stayed out there all night. We raised about maybe $600 to $700 that we was able to donate to the Denby House down the street from our church. So
now that is awesome. That is awesome. What were some of the things that the children said to you after that event was over?
Actually, they were very humbled by it. That following Sunday, we went to church and we gave the floor to the kids to just talk about their experience. And, you know, they walked away with an appreciation for mom and dad and for actually having the things that they had at home.
Wow, that is great. So I think that's something that needs to be done more often. That in
Yes.
itself can become a program.
Yes.
Inside of you. So we need to talk about that.
We will.
How we can make that happen, and how we can, make that a program. That's a very humbling experience. So the first day, warming up Detroit, you thought about this, you were, getting ready to do it. How did it just...
My son, actually.
Okay.
My son, he was asking me, were we going to do the sleep out again at church? And I told him, I don't know. We were trying to get the schedule with our pastor so we could go ahead and do it. Mm-hmm. And then I was spending some time with my goddaughter after Thanksgiving. I said, you know what? Let's go out. Okay. So my son and my goddaughter, Marissa, we went out, mm-hmm. and we found a homeless gentleman. We gave him actually Thanksgiving dinner. Okay. We gave him a blanket. And then I said, you know what? We need to do this again. My son was like, yes. Okay. So I just got on Facebook and said, hey, this is what I'm doing. Anybody want to help me? Mm-hmm. Help me. And I reached out to Gail Perry Mason, and she was like, awesome, let's do this. Okay,
great. That is wonderful. And so the date again that your first event was?
Our first event was on December the 16th. It was at the Children's Center. Okay. Adrienne Robertson, she offered her facilities to us to come over there to just meet and to gather. Mm-hmm. And she actually is the one who gave the name Warming Up Detroit. Okay. I was just saying this is just an event to try to go out, and she said, okay. And then she said, how about Warming Up Detroit? Right. And it was birthed.
Right. Well, that's awesome. And so your next event is this Saturday. Let's talk a little bit about what's going on this Saturday.
All right. Now, this Saturday, we are partnering up again with Heart to Heart Detroit, mm-hmm. with AT&T Women, A&T Pioneer Women, and also along with you. Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
We're going to partner up, and we're going to meet from 5 to 8. Everybody's just going to come gather. We're going to make up bags, go out. We're actually trying to get more items, so we're looking for warming pads. We're looking for toothbrush, toothpaste, all the bare essentials that people will need to help survive in that time. Okay. Hats, gloves, scarves, blankets, anything.
And so if people want to donate to you, if they have these items that you're asking for, what location can they drop them off at?
They can drop them off at 22700 Civic Center Drive. Mm-hmm. That's the Monticello Apartments. I asked that donations be brought on Saturday at the beginning at 5 o'clock. If they want to try to give donations before then, mm-hmm. they can probably shoot me an email, and I'll give my email address. It's martti_mar@comcast.net. Okay. And me and some other people, we could just gather and go pick up items as well.
Okay, well that's good. So you're still looking for volunteers?
We're still looking for volunteers. Mm-hmm. We're still looking for donations. Mm-hmm. So if anybody's out there that just want to, come out and join us on Saturday, this Saturday at 5. Come on out.
Okay, and that's a good thing. And so Warming Up Detroit is WUD.
Yes.
And see, I'm good. I like acronyms and things of that nature. Okay,
right.
So WOOD. Okay,
right.
And then Women Empowered Crossing Paths. We're going to partner with you,
right.
For your solicitations with our 501c3.
Right.
So what it's called to me when I see Would We.
Yes.
And then would we? Yes, we will.
Yes.
So we're looking forward to partnering with you to making this event a really great event for some person, that is out there that is really in need. I'm going to gather a list of the warming centers and also put them in the bag for the homeless person so they'll know where they are able to go to get warm. And then there is a number, 800 number, and I can't remember who the organization is that will come and actually pick the people up. If they call the 800 number, they will come and pick them up and take them to a shelter. So I think that it's good that we're partnering together, that the city, the people in the city are coming together to make a difference.
Right, because actually I partnered with Heart to Heart Detroit. Okay. I went out and met with them on Christmas. Actually, me and Deneen Garrett did. Okay. And we went around and drove their route that they have. And actually, these guys are wonderful. They are out there Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Right. They start in Hart Plaza. They end, I think, by Roosevelt Park, or they end along the 8 Mile Lodge Service Drive area. Okay. And like I said, these guys have been doing this for over a year and a half. What they do is great. They're out there all the time.
Right, and I know that Betty Duramus put something on the Pay It Forward Detroit.
Yes.
Pay It Forward page with Heart to Heart's email address.
Yes.
And so we'll make sure that we put all of that on at the end of the show.
Thanks.
So anybody that needs that information will have that information that they could go to. Now, just going back to a little bit about your upbringing, you were talking about your granddad, and you talked about your granddad teaching you life from gardening. Talk about that a little bit.
Well, you know, my grandfather, he would, he always open up his garden every year. And my grandfather would get out there, and my brother and my sister also, we would go out there, and he would, as he would plant seeds, he would tell about how the seed go into the soil, you know, how it's, you know, sprouts up and the nourishment to us.
Right.
So even with that, he would then turn into a life lesson, say, okay, now how can you grow from this? So he was always challenging us to be more humble, to be giving and to loving and to always support other people. And he did that quite well. I mean, everybody loved my grandfather. He took care of everybody.
That's good. That's good. And it's amazing, you know, but when, I don't know how old you are, okay, but when I grew up, okay, because the neighborhood, you know, where they talk about it takes a village.
Right.
It was really the village. The neighborhood was the village. Everybody took care of one another, and I think that we need to get back to that. Yesterday, I had the opportunity to sit in Devotion, Detroit, to see the mayor, the new city council, the new leaderships being sworn in. You know, when I looked at Judge Damon Keith and all the years that he has given, you know, to this city and all the things that he has done.
I was lucky to meet him as a kid.
Okay. So you've been blessed. Okay. So you haven't arrived. You've arrived. Okay. But as I sat in the midst of that auditorium, I felt the shift. You know, I saw the changing of the guards, and I saw the heart of the people, you know, that were there. And I really believe that a change has come. You know, it's not coming. It has definitely come. Now we have to allow it time to see, you know, how it's going to work with us. When you talked about your grandfather in the garden, I have a girlfriend, Michelle Jackson, and she has she does gardening Smallville, and she you know, will teach the children how to grow and, you know, and eat the things that they grow, you know, that healthy living. And so, you know, I'm just thinking about all different types of partnerships, even for the people that are homeless in the summertime. They could find an area.
Because they need that. They need the gardens that are sprouting up around Detroit. You know, they just need the resources. And sometimes a lot of them don't have resources. A lot of them are afraid to go into some of the shelters themselves because of so much that they have to give up. Because if they come and they have a bag or a basket and this is all their life that's in it, and they can't take that inside, they'd rather stay outside with those items. So sometimes it takes for us to go to the people, and that's what I have, you know, really had laid on my heart, is to go to them, you know, not just sit up there and make a donation. Anybody can make a cash donation, but actually physically going to the people, talking with them, having a conversation with them. That means more to them than anything.
And it's amazing because as I'm listening to you talk, because I'm a domestic violence advocate, and you know, I have a heart for women and children that are abused, but that is the same thing, because I was involved in a program where you actually went to the people, because once they are involved in an incident or they're homeless, 9 times out of 10 they're not going to come to anybody because they've been turned away so many times, you know. So people, you know, label them, so they don't want to go through that. But when people are getting out of their comfort zone and going to them, bringing resources to them,
and that's the life of Jesus. Jesus led that life. You know, and my mother, when we were homeless, my mother was afraid to go to agencies or to family, because if she had let anybody know that we were homeless, she was afraid they were going to take her kids from her. You know, so it was a hard, you know, decision for her to make. And you know, for me and my brother, not being 8 and 9 at the time, not really knowing exactly what all the particulars were, you know, when we got older and looked at that, you know, you can't, you know, be mad. And we never were mad at our mother.
Exactly.
You
She
know.
sounded like she was a really brave woman.
Who
really cared about her children.
She was.
And if we had more of that, you know, people who were brave enough to stand up for their children and do the right things, then, you know, this will be a better world that we live in. Because I think, you know, I don't know your mom's name, but I think she did an awesome job,
Sandra,
you know. Miss Sandra, she did an awesome job in raising you, because you didn't forget, you know, about the hardships that you went through, you know, and they didn't make you weak, they made you stronger.
Right. Well, this is saying, what doesn't kill you make you stronger.
Okay.
And, you know, that's just like with the city of Detroit, you know. The city of Detroit, we're on a comeback. You know, I don't live in Detroit anymore, but I'm always a Detroiter by heart. I'm always going to, you know, support my city.
Exactly.
So, and supporting the city is also supporting the people that are there that are homeless, that need something.
Right. And you said something earlier, you know, about what they don't know. People don't know what they don't know until they know it.
Right.
You know, and then there are not a lot of people sharing information.
Correct.
You know, and then what I like about what you are doing and what we are doing and Heart to Heart and, you know, the other people that you are, AT&T, Women of AT&T and the AT&T Pioneers and Deneen Garrett. I can't say enough about Deneen. I love Deneen. You know, that's
she
my
is
girl.
my new big sister.
Okay, she is my heart. She is somebody you definitely want on your team, whether you're organizing or whether you're fighting. She is a ride or die person. Okay, she will be there with you and for you. She has a heart of gold. So I thank God for her bridging us together, you know. And you know, the thing that we need, and this is what I say all the time, is that we need to partner more with one another.
A lot of people, you know, they want to go out there and, you know, just keep setting up. But really, if you look into it, you know, we all have the resources. It's just us sharing those resources. So that's my, you know, second goal right about now is once, you know, warming up Detroit, you know, still continues to grow. And as we move into the summertime, it's going to be called Cooling Down Detroit. You know, but the other thing is to try to partner with all the other organizations that are working with the homeless so that we can all work together so that we can be each other's referrals. Right.
So we'll do a collaboration. Everything, again, it is not about a competition. You know, we're not competing.
It's not about
with
a competition.
one
and
another.
I made that clear with everybody that came on board with me. I said, this is not about a competition. This is about us supporting each other.
Okay. And we are really trying to partner, support one another so we can be, you know, more effective. You know, so we can reach more people. We help more people. You know, we do the right thing by more people. It's you know, we're strategic together. You know, we come up with better ideas and we're more powerful. We're more impacting if we work together. And I know that there are a lot of smart people in the city of Detroit. You know, a lot of good things that are going on. And again, I witnessed a change on yesterday, so I'm excited about the change. I thank God for you. I thank God for your heart. I thank God for the things that you are doing, you know, that see, this is where it starts. One person can make a difference. You started. You were courageous enough to get up and say, hey, this is something that I'm going to do. And because you share your ideas, other people are linking up with you to try to make that difference as well.
I did not ever imagine it would grow to the rate it's growing. It's still growing, but I thank God for it because it's not about me. It's about the journey and the service that we're trying to do, which is help people.
I saw also that someone from Arizona said, hey, your package is on the way.
Yes, actually, one of my friends from Bethany Pembroke, my former pastor and his wife, they're out in Arizona. And I was telling her what I was doing, and she said, you know what, let's see what we can do. And next thing you know, she said, hey, we got a package, we're sending it to you. So Sister Nisi Bombell was, you know, just there for me. I appreciate it and love her to death.
And that is just, again, what we need more of, is to help one another. And because we are in a distressed city, we don't have to be distressed because there are a lot of resources that are out here. It's time for us to open up the windows of heaven. Just like, you know, God has blessed us. We need to be a blessing to other people. And our little will help a lot.
And actually that's my, you know, whenever I close out on my Facebook page, you know, I always say, you know, be blessed and be a blessing to someone because you never know who will cross your path and who will need you.
Or you never know when, by the grace of God, there, you know, it will happen to you. You know, because all of us are, you know, are probably just one paycheck from being, you know, homeless ourselves, one situation, one, you know, forgot to do this from being homeless ourselves. I'm sitting here thinking, I'm like, oh, everybody except for Gail Perry Mason. She teach money matters, you know. So we know
but
Gail.
You know what? Gail is a like I said, she is a woman that truly,
A
truly
God
has the Spirit of God in her.
Yep.
You know,
Yes, she
from the moment I
does.
met her at the United Women's Conference to
Okay.
just, you know, partner with her on this, you know, she didn't say, well, what's your credentials? She's
Right.
like, well, this what you want to do, Marty? Let's do it.
Exactly,
You know,
exactly. Yeah, she has a heart, you know, just like your mom. You know, I just think about her and her sons and, you know, where she came from. So those are the people
humble
that are
beginnings.
willing, exactly, that are willing to open up and help people where there is a need. And she's all over the place. I see you doing just great and wonderful things.
Thank you.
I am honored to you know, to help you in any way that I can.
Well, thank
Women
you. I
Empower
appreciate
Crossing
it.
Path, my
Yes.
nonprofit, you know, will link up with you, whatever it is that you need us to do. We
Right.
are definitely there for one another because Women Empower Crossing Path is a network of women
Yes.
uplifting, encouraging, motivating, and inspiring one
Yes.
another, okay?
Yes.
When our paths cross, we're no longer alone, you know, so you're
Right.
not in it by yourself. So WUD would, okay,
Yes.
would we? Yes,
Yes,
we
yes.
will, okay? I am looking so forward to just being with you. But what I want you to do right now for me is that I know that there's some young girl, some young boy that is out there. You know, perhaps, you know, a lot of times people are homeless, but they may have their phone. So somebody may be able to look at this. Somebody may be able to share it with somebody. There's somebody that's going through something right now who is lost hope. I want you to just look to the camera and just talk to somebody and tell them, you know, that there is hope.
Well, you know, actually, speaking from the heart, there is hope. You can be out there and feel like you're alone, but guess what? There is somebody out there who is going through the same thing you've been through. It's about having that determination to say, you know what, this is my situation today, but it doesn't have to be my determination and situation for tomorrow. So I just encourage you to just be hopeful. Tap into the resources. You never know who might cross your path that can be that's there to help lift you out of the situation. So just for myself, being a young person at age 8, I was homeless. You know, here I am 41 and now I'm giving back. So just like I can turn around and make things better, you can too.
Praise the Lord. What I want you to do is give the address one more time to your apartment complex
Yes.
and your email address.
Yes, the address is 22700 Civic Center Drive. That's in Southfield. It's called the Monticello Apartments. That'll be this Saturday, January the 11th from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. My email address again is martti_mar@comcast.net. You can just shoot me an email and I'll be more than happy to respond with any of your questions.
Thank you.
Thank
Again,
you.
I thank you for taking the time out your schedule to come here to talk to me, to share with the audience about the things that you're doing. I'm looking forward to this Saturday,
Yes.
getting with you, making up the bags. I have people that were leaving me messages
Okay.
today already that live up in upper part of Michigan that
Yes.
are going to be donating. So I definitely will be picking up their donations and coming and sitting with you. I don't know if the bags will already be packaged or if I'll be coming there to help package
You're going to be coming to help pack.
Okay, well then I'll be bringing the stuff and then we'll all pack up together. But
Yes.
again, I thank you.
Thank you.
So I'm going to get ready to end the show. But before I end the show, what I am going to start trying to do each and every week is partner with Peas in Their Pods to spotlight a child that is missing. Peas in the Pod have what is called a Ryla alert. And Ryla was a young girl that was missing some years ago, and nobody would have ever known about Ryla if she had not been in foster care. So Peas in the Pod's founder is Janice Laurie, and she's partnered with Gay Teen Borders, and I know I probably messed up her name, but she's the president, and I will get the correct pronunciation of her name. And they volunteer and they work tirelessly to try and find and spotlight children that are missing. So if you can bring the camera in close, Joshua Davis is a young kid that was 18 months old that has been missing for some time. And we want to just not forget about Joshua. We want to make sure that people know that Joshua is still missing despite the best efforts of the new Braunfels Police Department and the nearby neighbors who have been searching and looking for this young boy for since February the 4th of 2011. So if you know of anything or if you've seen this little boy or you know anything about him being missing, please contact New Braunfels Police Department immediately at 830-221-4100. This is a new year to the Barbara Dean Franklin Show. We'll be doing new things. We will be partnering with people and just trying to make a difference in the world. If you want to see a change, you have to be the change. So I'm going to end the show like I do each and every time. I'm telling you guys, from my beating heart to your beating heart, I love you. You understand? Okay.